What if I told you Manchester United's Boxing Day win over Newcastle wasn't just a victory, it was a lucky escape from their own tactical chaos? Let's break it down. Manchester United secured a 1-0 victory over Newcastle United in their Boxing Day Premier League clash at Old Trafford. Let's dive into the analysis of this match, starting with the key point. The only goal came from a set-piece opportunity, often referred to as a scrappy goal. Most of the threatening plays throughout the game were generated from long balls. For example, Lisandro Martínez repeatedly launched long passes forward to Benjamin Šeško. This approach included efforts to win throw-ins and the semi-breakaway chance in the second half, all following the same pattern. Despite switching to a 4-2-3-1 formation early on, Manchester United's overall strategy remained geared toward quickly ending attacks and maintaining low possession. Whether before or after taking the lead, their possession percentage was lower than Newcastle's, and the attacking positions still carried traces of a 3-4-3 setup. It's important not to assume that Manchester United is currently preparing to, or even aspiring to, adopt a dominant possession-based 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 style. Such an approach remains far out of reach for this team. The in-game adjustments also created several precarious moments. The victory was largely due to Manchester United's single-focus campaign this season, without the added fatigue of European competitions. Newcastle intensified their efforts in the second half, but lacked the finishing edge, likely burdened by their Champions League commitments, which Manchester United did not have. Turning to the in-game management and recalling the starting lineup alongside the post-match celebration scenes, it's clear that Ruben Amorim still resembles a trainee. The first half performance might have been a lucky strike, so to speak. Why do I say it was luck? Let's break it down. First, the starting lineup finally positioned players correctly in defence, eliminating the remnants of a 3-4-3 defensive setup. Previously, the team often resembled a 5-man defence with 3 centre-backs and the right-back pushed forward without defensive responsibilities. This setup forced Leny Yoro to fill in at right-back, resulting in him being thoroughly overwhelmed, as seen during his struggles against Rodgers, whose specific identity remains unclear. Yoro is fundamentally a centre-back with covering abilities and is ill-suited for the right-back role. Today, Diogo Dalot, the proper right-back, was deployed instead. While Dalot's defensive skills are not top-tier, he performs significantly better than Yoro. Newcastle's left-winger Anthony Gordon is known for his speed, and imagining Yoro matched up against him invites disaster. In the second half, Yoro was indeed substituted in at right-back to face Gordon, leading to dangerous moments. Gordon repeatedly reached the byline, delivered crosses, and Yoro failed to keep up or maintain his position. The situation didn't escalate into a full-blown crisis only because Gordon's peak physical condition had passed by that point. His most explosive phases were handled by Dalot, leaving Yoro to face him for just 20-30 minutes, minimizing the window for disaster. In terms of offensive and defensive structure, the one aspect Manchester United got right was adopting a clear 4-2-3-1 formation in attack and transition into a 3-man midfield in defense, resembling a 4-3-3 instead of the vulnerable 4-2-4 setup. Mason Mount indeed played in midfield today, although he left injured at halftime. In attack, he operated as an attacking midfielder, while in defense, he dropped back to form a 3-man midfield, avoiding the passive 2-man midfield setup of a 4-2-4. Recall how easily Bournemouth exploited Manchester United's central defence earlier this season, scoring 4 goals at Old Trafford, and how the same issue recurred against Aston Villa. Newcastle's midfield is stronger than both Bournemouth and Villa's, so persisting with a 4-2-4 today would have been disastrous. Reverting to a 3-man midfield was a significant improvement. The 2 defensive midfielders, Casemiro and Manuel Ugarte, provided both physicality and passing ability, and with Mount added, the likelihood of defensive lapses decreased substantially. Many Manchester United fans would recognise this setup from their FIFA gameplay. Amorim only arriving at this configuration by Boxing Day in December speaks to his slow learning curve. Today's match avoided using the 3-4-3 structure, preventing chain reactions of positional errors. Euro being forced into the right-back role, Mount being pulled back into a purely attacking position, and Patrick Chinazike Pere Dorgu being pushed wide. Instead, Manchester United fielded a proper 4-2-3-1. Dorgu played as the right attacking point, Dalot manned the right-back position, and this diminished the lingering influence of the 3-4-3 setup. This was one of the main reasons for today's improved performance compared to previous games. Additionally, Martinez's return significantly bolstered the team's defensive organisation. His quick turns, strong anticipation, and ability to outmuscle Nick Woltemade, the towering German striker, were invaluable. Credit goes to Erik ten Hag for signing him. However, it's also worth noting that Manchester United's midfield had more numbers today. Dorgu didn't need to frequently drop deep to initiate play, allowing him to stay advanced and focus on attacking. Maintaining width and numbers in the attack also benefited the team's ability to build from the back. Operating a proper 4-2-3-1 in attack improved the overall flow and exposed how the first half of the season's poor results stemmed from issues originating in the 3-4-3 setup, which later evolved into the problematic 4-2-4. To summarize this section, avoiding the 3-4-3 and 4-2-4 setups allowed Manchester United to outmaneuver Newcastle today, providing clear evidence of their improvement. Amorim has primarily favoured a three-back system since joining Manchester United, and the players haven't been extensively drilled in a four-back system under him. However, deploying a proper four-back setup today and positioning players correctly yielded far better results compared to the pre-season emphasis on the 3-4-3. If Amorim truly reflects on this and commits to the 4-2-3-1 long-term, it could be seen as a step toward applying his lessons, and criticism would naturally ease. Previously, the criticism stemmed from the fact that the 3-4-3 has been proven by Antonio Conte and Thomas Tuchel to offer only short-term gains, effective in the first season, but followed by a cascade of injuries and long-term decline. Amorim's lingering fear of the four-back system and his faith in the 3-4-3 invited scrutiny. While his pressing system appears superior to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's, today's match still doesn't prove he has fully mastered his craft. Logically, today's performance could be seen as a step forward. Reflection, experimentation, and learning. However, the critical lapse was reintroducing Euro at right-back. If Amorim truly grasped the principles of a four-back system, he wouldn't have made that substitution. The correct move would have been to return Euro to centre-back, keep Dalot at right-back, and optionally shift to a five-back formation late in the game if needed. Pep Guardiola and Mikel Arteta occasionally employ this approach, and it's not inherently problematic. The issue was pushing Dalot forward into an attacking role, shifting Dorgu back to the left, and moving Euro to right-back, allowing Gordon to exploit the space again. These adjustments reveal that traces of the 3-4-3 mindset remain. Thus, at this stage, Amorim still resembles a trainee. His grasp of fundamental concepts, formations, and structures remains muddled, and he is still in the experimentation phase. Today's win doesn't prove he has reflected on his mistakes, but rather suggests he stumbled into success. Moreover, he has already offloaded several players suited to the 4-3-3 champion template of wide attacking play. Bryan Mbeumo could still be forced into a wide role in a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. Amad Diallo is another viable wing option, but Matheus Cunha's role in a four-back system's zonal attacking setup appears awkward. Against Newcastle, who didn't employ an extreme low block, Cunha looked fine operating in a quick transition and counter-attacking style. However, in a sustained 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 system against deep defences requiring slower, controlled play, Cunha's limitations would become glaring. Additionally, even within a 4-2-3-1, if the left-back pushes forward and the left attacking player fails to provide width, traces of the 3-4-3 creep back in. Amorim's attacking philosophy remains significantly weaker than Solskjaer's and Ten Hag's, still relying on simple direct play aimed at quickly ending attacks. Even if he eventually commits to a 4-back system, eliminates confusion in substitutions, and aligns his concepts correctly, I would only temporarily withhold criticism. There's still no evidence that he's a coach worthy of long-term trust. When opponents sit deep, his approach might not differ much from the 3-4-3 era. Furthermore, if Manchester United's African stars return, Amorim might revert to the 3-4-3, leading to the familiar problems of fatigue and injuries. While Manchester United fans can enjoy this victory for now, it's premature to consider it a lasting blessing. If you enjoyed this analysis, please share your thoughts in the comments, like the video, and subscribe to the channel to show your support.